Hello everyone. So in this video we will discuss the Indian Express of 8th August. So let us start with the newspaper. So first of all you can see that again the news regarding Delhi and the Lieutenant Governor versus CM case, and then again the Delhi Services Bill. So center gets control of Delhi via Lieutenant Governor as Parliament stamps its approval to bill. Now Government of NCT Delhi Amendment Bill clears Rajya Sabha. So सबसे पहले आपको ये जानना है कि देयर वाज अ केस named Lieutenant Governor versus Chief Minister, in which Supreme Court ordered that Delhi have control over the services like IS officers, but with respect to three things they don't have control. Right now, there was a specific mention of Article 239 AA, which came under 69th Amendment, that talks about the same. Then the Delhi Services Bill came up, which actually get cleared in Lok Sabha as well as the Rajya Sabha, which gave control to center everything regarding Delhi. So center will have all the control with respect to Delhi from this particular bill. Now there are so many things that was going on with respect to this news, because oppositions are criticizing this as this particular act, this particular bill is unconstitutional as per them. Then Amit Shah told them that this is not unconstitutional, but the whole concern of the opposition are very political in nature, because we have this article which talks about the parliament power to enact the same. Now as you can see here, all the things talks about the criticism, because let's see this, like calling it a black day for democracy in India. Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal on Monday said the government of NCT of Delhi Amendment Bill 2023 was an attempt by the BJP to snatch governance through the Chor Darwaza. Right, so there was a statement by Aam Aadmi Party Mr. Kejriwal. Right now, from the examination point of view, again, you just need to remember everything regarding Delhi Services Bill and the case Lieutenant Governor versus CM. Now, if we are being specific, so you have to remember the constitutional amendment and the mentioned article under the news. Now let's see the next news. Supreme Court intervenes in Manipur, names probe monitor panel of ex-judges. So जो मणिपुर में वायलेंस हुआ था उसी के रिगार्डिंग अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक कमिटी बैठाई है रिगार्डिंग द इन्वेस्टिगेशन प्रोसेस ऑफ द सेम. सो दिस इज रिगार्डिंग द that particular news. So again, the factual things are that you need to remember these judges' name, because it can be asked in your examination that who are the members of these committees. So let's see what this news is about. So the Supreme Court said Monday it is appointing former Mumbai Police Commissioner Datta Ray to be the overall monitor of a CBI probe into the instances of sexual violence in Manipur. It also named a 3-member committee of former High Court judges headed by retired Jammu and Kashmir High Court Chief Justice Geeta Mittal to look into the humanitarian aspects. Then Chandrachud, the CJI of India, D.Y. Chandrachud said, it's our effort is to use whatever is within our power to restore a sense of confidence or faith in the rule of law in Manipur. This committee will be looking at the things including relief, remedial measures, rehabilitation, compensation, restoration of homesteads, religious places of worship, and so on and so forth. So the main idea is to remember these judges' name, the committee, who are the members of this committee, and then a whole holistic view of this Manipur incident. Now let's see the next news. So okay, Rahul returns to Lok Sabha, will be among speakers in no trust debate. Again, this is respect to the criminal defamation case that was going on against Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Right, Supreme Court stays an order, so now he will return to Lok Sabha. That is the news. So again, the static part is more important, that criminal defamation as a news and the punishment that he got, and then what is the current status of this particular news. Right, so let's see the next news. Okay. Again, 3 laws we will discuss in this news, and the 4th one is again forest. Okay. First one is NCT bill, unconstitutional, anti-democratic, says opposition. So this particular article is again talking about the criticism with respect to the national capital NCT bill, which was again Delhi Services Bill. It's criticizing the whole idea. Like one of the passages you can read here is that Raghav Chadda said the bill is the most anti-constitutional, illegal, undemocratic legislation ever presented in the House. He said BJP had been fighting from 1977 to 2015 seeking full statehood for Delhi. This bill is an insult not only to democracy and the constitution but also to these leaders, right, of BJP they are mentioning. Again, you don't have to read this article. Again, I am pointing out this article only because this uh, topic, which is again the Delhi services bill, is very important because it is mentioned everywhere, right? So from an examination point of view, again the same perspective you have to follow the static parts of this news, not about the criticism what they are giving, right? Now, the other two bills are, first one is registration of birth and death amendment bill passed in Rajya Sabha. So, Rajya Sabha on Monday passed a bill that allows the use of a birth certificate as a single document for admission to an educational institution, insurance of a driving license, preparation of voter list, Aadhaar number, registration of marriage, or appointment to a government job. Now, this particular legislation will help create a national and state level database of registered birth and death, which eventually would ensure efficient and transparent delivery of services and social benefits and digital registration. So, this particular bill is talking about a single certificate, which is a birth certificate that will allow, that will be admitted in so many things, that will be eligible to get a job, that will be some of the conditions are that they can be used for educational institution for an admission, right, for driving license, for Aadhaar number. So a single birth certificate will be used for all of those things. Then the bill talks about Lok Sabha passes personal data protection bill. Now again the perspective is that what is data protection bill and what are the features that I'm mentioning here, because again there'll be a whole discussion about this particular bill in the parliament itself, so you just have to gather all the features of this bill. Now let's see what are the things that are mentioned in this article with respect to this bill. Now the bill aims to safeguard the digital personal data of 140 crore Indians. The bill proposes a maximum penalty of 250 crore and a minimum of 50 crore on entities violating the norms. Its norms will apply on personal data collected within India from data principles online and personal data collected offline but subsequently digitized. Now, the language of the bill is very simple and gender neutral and uses she and her in the place of he and his. The bill also apply to such processing outside India if it is for offering goods or services to individuals in India. The center retains the power to restrict the transfer of certain personal data to any country or territory outside as per the bill. Now, these are the features that are mentioned in this article, but again, there are criticism as well. So, the main criticisms which are being mentioned in this article is that the main concern is about the excessive centralization, and the bill allows the center to censor content. Now, the present bill is overly titled towards the union government, as some of the leaders are saying. Then again, the government has exclusively retained all the powers with itself regarding data protection, even as it is the biggest collector of public data in the country. As again, quoting George Orwell, BSP's Ritesh Pandey said. Now again, the perspective is about data protection bill. You need to gather all the details about this particular act, which are being discussed in the Indian Express analysis as well. Now let's see the last one in this section, which is, yeah. So 3 lakh hectares forest land diverted in 15 years. So as you know that अभी just recently Forest Conservation Act pass हुआ है, And again, there was so many criticism about this particular act, the diversion of these lands for zoo safaris or even national interest or some infrastructure development of like 100 kilometer regarding border areas, right? Now this is not an article, but these are just some facts which mention about that there are so many forest land that are diverted, right? So there's a data called 3 lakh hectares forest land diverted in 15 years. Now, as you can see here is nearly 34% of the diverted forest land was used for mining and road construction purpose. Union Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav informed Lok Sabha Monday. Punjab leads in diverting forest land. Now, here's the data regarding Punjab, that 61,318 right hectares total forest land diverted for non-forestry use since 2008 and 9. These are the states that are, so at least you need to remember top three: Punjab, Madhya Pradesh and Orissa. Then you can see here they are mentioning the Indian Forest Survey report data that India's forest cover 7,13,789 square kilometer of the country's total area, which is 21.71%, right? So just you need to gather information about 2019 as well, because at that time it was 21.67% forest cover. So there's an increase of 0.04%. Then the second data is 514 hectares of land enclosed in last 15 years. So the main idea is about the Forest Conservation Act and the datas with respect to Indian Forest Survey report of 2021, right? And just a little more, that these are the states that diverted land, that diverted forest land for non-forestry purpose so much in the last 15 years. Now let's see the next news. So there's two news. Okay, first one is regarding Supreme Court adjourns hearing on plea against Patna High Court order. So the main idea about this particular news is that Bihar caste survey. So the High Court had said on August 1 allowed the Bihar government to go ahead with its caste survey, taking into account its assurance on data protection in the assembly. The High Court said that as the survey does not involve any coercion to divulge details, as announced in the assembly, it does not violate the right of privacy of the individual, especially since it is in furtherance of a compelling public interest, which in effect is the legitimate state interest. So the thing is that you need to remember the Bihar government caste survey order. Then there's a static part that is attached to this particular news, is that there was a socio-economic caste census that happened in, I guess, 2010 by the center, and the data was so absurd that center thought that it was the last time that they are conducting such kind of surveys. Then after that, it is the Bihar who was taking charge with respect to caste survey, and then these orders happened. So you need to remember these socioeconomic caste census thing that happened in 2010 and why it was not continued, because of the absurd data collected by the center and the state which are conducting caste surveys in their state, right? Next news is about substandard, unsafe. WHO now flags alert for India made syrup sold in Iraq. ओके, सो कल ही इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में एक आर्टिकल आया था रिगार्डिंग ग्लोबल मैन्युफैक्चर प्रैक्टिस, राइट? एंड उस आर्टिकल में यही बताया गया था दैट देयर आर सो मेनी कंपनीज, देयर आर सो मेनी ड्रग मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंडस्ट्रीज दैट आर नॉट in compliance with the WHO rules. And there was a data with respect to that out of 10,500 industries, there were only 2,000 industries in drug manufacturing industry which are in compliance with the WHO norms. So now India is talking about that we have to be compliant with WHO as global manufacture practices. Now this particular news is the reason why India is conducting such things in their drug industry. Because first, in order to grow, we have to set a quality standard, and WHO is the organization which actually creates such quality standards with respect to drug manufacturing, right? And in past, we have so many incidences about our drugs that happened in some other countries which led to so many crises. For example, here you can see such things. Now let's see what is the current scenario. Now the paracetamol syrup So cold out, manufactured by Chennai headquarter, was found to contain 0.25% diethylene glycol and 2.1% ethylene glycol. The WHO alert said. Now, the acceptable limit for both contaminants in the medical product is not more than 0.1%. Now, the contaminants, these alert warns people against consuming the syrup, healthcare officials to report any cases of adverse events, and national regulators to increase surveillance. The substandard batch of the product referenced in this alert is unsafe, and its use, especially in children, may result in serious injury or death, as per WHO. Now, some of the known reasons that, like, the contaminants are known to cause abdominal pain, vomiting, diarrhea. Then again, this is the issue here, that these contaminants, these drug manufacturing industries, like the one that is mentioned here, is based in Chennai, and because of this, there are so many organizations that are keep claiming this, that we are not conducting, we are not creating, we are not manufacturing our drug in very much quality wise as per WHO standard, and that is why GMP takes into comes into place. Because again, if we implement global manufacture practice as per WHO standards in all the companies, in all the industries with respect to drug manufacturing, then our drug industry will be better, our economy will be bigger, because we are actually one of the top 3 world's highest volume by drug industries, right? So that is why we need to set such quality standards as per WHO. Now, this article was again only the reason why we are conducting such things. So thank you so much for today.